Good evening, everyone. We welcome you to the Bharat Electoral Literacy Fest by PrajaSetu. We have our very dear and respected Colonel Dr. Vasant Ballewar with us as the guest for today's program. Colonel Dr. Vasant Ballewar, he is a geneticist and also a counseling psychologist. He is from RVC, served Indian Army for 33 years on various assignments, NCC, AHQ, and as a HOD in Defense Institute of High Altitude Research, Bihar, Leh DRDO. After retiring from Army, serving as Dean, Queen's Mary Technical Institute for Rehabilitation of Disabled Soldiers, Pune. To talk about some of his key achievements, he has won one international patent and two national patents for research in biotechnology by DRDO, published 21 research papers in scientific journal as author and 9 as co-author, National Institutional Award by Ministry of Agriculture for more innovative R&D in developing Narmobaric incubator in 2014, National Fellowship by National Academy for Veterinary Science India for contributing in animal science. One of his book was unveiled by General V.K. Singh, Army Chief, and was presented to Honorable Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, President of India at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi. He writes poems in the pen name Tir on social issues, soldiers' lives, nature, animals, underprivileged section of society, so on and so forth. He has written around 168 poems so far. It is available on his YouTube channel and on his blogspot titled Tir Ki Tarkash. His first poem anthology was unveiled by Honorable Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari, Governor of Maharashtra on 29th December 2021. To name a few awards that he has acquired in his lifetime, Commendation by Chief of Army Staff for Outstanding Work in Army on 15 January 2012. DG's Trophy by AHQ for Lifetime Contribution to Profession, 14 December 2015. Translator Award 2021 by Radio Mirchi for Outstanding Work during the COVID-19 pandemic. Best Vocational Project Award by Rotary Club Pune, Camp 2022 for Rehabilitation Skill Courses for Disabled Soldiers. CSR Philanthropist Award by Saidham Foundation on 6th of August 2023. Anubhav Sate and Gopal Bandhu Das Award for Humanitarian Activities and Contribution to Literature through poem in 3 languages, which was awarded on the 13th of August 2023. He was honored with Sri N.D. Dhawan Memorial Award by National Society for Equal Opportunities for the Handicapped, India, for the year 2023 in recognition of his outstanding professional services in the rehabilitation of persons with disability. Recently, he has conducted a cancer awareness workshop on National Cancer Awareness Day on the 7th of October 2023 at QMTI Pune, where distinguished oncologists and oncosurgeons, namely Padma Shri Dr. Ashok Gupta, Dr. Sandeep Bipte, Dr. Swapnil Mane, Dr. Varsha Sagdev, were guest speakers. He has done phenomenal service to nation during his army life and is contributing to doing so even after retirement through rehabilitation of disabled soldiers by transforming their disability to capability and also catering social awareness through his inspirational poems. We welcome you heartily to PrajaSetu, sir. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you so
Jai
much.
Hind.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. Jai Hind.
So, sir, as we discussed earlier, also, this is a electoral literacy fest through a
Yeah.
youth-led initiative called PrajaSetu. We are aiming to talk on various segments of the society where we also promote inclusivity. And when it comes to various segments, defense personnel are very important pillars of the society. And how can I just leave them while talking on electoral literacy and their process in contributing to the democratic machinery? So, with
Yeah.
your permission, if we can go ahead in discussing and learning a lot of amazing stories and insights on how this goes through from the eyes and experience of a defense personnel in India.
Yeah. Firstly, thank you, Kritika, for inviting me for this wonderful and very, very important topic of today. And I congratulate you and appreciate your effort, right? as a youngster, right, generating so much of interest in electoral processes, which is not normally seen in our society. The youngsters are busy in making their career, in progress. But on the other hand, you are focusing your uh, intellectual and your energy towards doing awareness in generation for elections and voting. It's really commendable, and I congratulate you for this. And my best wishes to you. You achieve your aim and your goal. For that, my best wishes are there with you.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you so much, sir.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
completely humbled and honored to be hearing this from you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, s-
So you can go ahead and ask me whatever question you have. You can, and let us have a very comfortable and family discussion on this topic.
Oh, 100%, sir. And that has always been a case with you to be having a very comfortable talk. This is not the first time we are talking. We have had a lot of engagements, and you have been warm and welcoming always from the first day till now and ever in the future. I'm sure about it. And
Yeah.
thank you for being so accommodative, sir. So, with the same spirit, I would like to go ahead with the first question. What inspired you and your
Yeah.
comrades to participate
Yeah.
in the election process while serving
Yeah.
in the Indian Army?
Yeah. Now, see, the basic foundation of our country and constitution is based on electoral voting rights, and expression of our freedom through our speeches, and the casting vote is our fundamental right. Every individual has that, right? So, so with that, obviously, every Indian should feel about the importance of vote and voting, and how important it is for the development of nation. So it is a natural inspiration for me to be a part of the system. And being in army also, as you know, we are always away from our basic place of, you can say, place of birth. We are always away. We are always on border. So we hardly get chance to vote, right? But there is a system of postal ballot in our country, and many other countries they have a postal ballot system for casting their vote. So that system is there. It was there earlier also, and the government has made a lot of modifications and developments in that. So through postal ballot, we used to cast our vote wherever we are. There were certain problems in postal balloting. We never used to get ballots in time, right? And when we cast our vote, it will probably never reach before the announcement of results. So that problem was there. Means we are getting postal ballot almost a month, though the process starts very early in every electoral constituency. बट वो हमारे पास आते आते बहुत टाइम हो जाता है, बॉर्डर्स पे पहुंचना बहुत मुश्किल होता है पोस्टल बैलेट्स का। मैं स्पेशली मेरे कुछ जवाब मैं हिंदी में देना चाहूंगा, सो दैट मेरे जो जवान है, मीन्स बेसिकली दे आर हिंदी स्पीकिंग एंड इट हैज गॉट वाइडल रीच एवरीवेयर।
जी
तो
सर, जी
मैं
सर, प्लीज गो
कुछ
अहेड।
कुछ बातें मैं हिंदी में बताना चाहूंगा, ताकि सबको समझ में भी आए। तो हम जब बॉर्डर पे रहते हैं तो हमारे पास बैलेट पहुंचता नहीं है टाइम पे, पहुंचता है हम उस टाइम होते या छुट्टी पे होते या ड्यूटी पे होते या वेदर वी आर अवे फ्रॉम द प्लेस ऑफ ड्यूटी, नॉट नोन। तो जब हमारे पास पोस्टल बैलेट आता है, तो by the time either election is over or when we cast our vote and we send it back by post, तो पहुंचते पहुंचते इलेक्शन के रिजल्ट भी आ चुके होते हैं। दिस वाज वेरी वेरी कॉमन प्रॉब्लम अर्लियर। गवर्नमेंट ने इसे रिजॉल्व करने की काफी कोशिश की थी, ट्राइड देयर बेस्ट, दे आर डूइंग इट, एंड एवरी ईयर देयर आर अमेंडमेंट्स बीइंग इशूड। और बट मोस्टली पोस्टल बैलेट को उतना वेटेज नहीं मिलता था, राइट फ्रॉम पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज as well as from the constituencies, because the focus of every political party is a particular vote bank. It is all vote bank politics, right? And Fauji, military man, army man, he is not a vote bank for any politician. The reason is army एक ऐसी organization है, it is, you can say, it's a virtual constituency, I can say। इंडिया के हर कोने से, आसाम से लेकर गुजरात तक, कन्याकुमारी, कश्मीर, हर स्टेट के अलग अलग जगह से सोल्जर्स आते हैं, एंड दे फॉर्म पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप ऑफ सोल्जर्स दैट बिकम्स आर्मी. सो अलग अलग इसमें आते हैं. तो जो पर्टिकुलर नेता होता है जो इलेक्शन कॉन्टेस्ट कर रहा है, उसके लिए कुछ ज्यादा सिग्निफिकेंट इफेक्ट नहीं होता. बट ये गलत है, ऐसी धारणा भी सही नहीं है. एंड देयर आर इंस्टेंसेस इन द पास्ट, because of postal ballot the results have been reversed, even after declaration. So ऐसी प्रोसीजर हुई है. तो इस आपका जो बेसिक क्वेश्चन था, why how I got motivated, it's a natural right and natural responsibility that motivated me to get into this electoral process. And barring few elections of my earlier career when I was lieutenant or captain, I have casted my vote every election, assembly election, and parliamentary election. I have casted every time, and it reached in time because of, and I quote it with very pride to my friends. So everybody gets motivated also. Yeah,
Phenomenally fantastic, sir. Because,
yeah,
as you said, though it is kind of a virtual constancy, the number
yeah,
matters. You know,
yeah,
हम पढ़े भी है और सुने भी है कि एक वोट के
yeah,
कारण भी पूरी सत्ता पलट जाती है. सो
yes,
एक नहीं है सर, ये तो लाखों में करोड़ों में है. सो आई थिंक
yeah,
मैटर्स, फौजी का वोट बहुत मैटर करता है. इट्स वेरी,
yeah,
and I think the Election Commission of India is taking due steps, but
yeah,
your inputs will give it more innovative and ideas to come up with even more best outcomes, to
yeah,
ask, to help persons cast their vote in the right sense and at the right time, because
yeah,
time flies and then it's of no use, right? So thank you
yeah,
for answering. So, likewise, let's go ahead with the second question. So, the question is will be a little bit from the past historical context, where I would like you to narrate some of your personal incidences or any incidences that you have heard of. So, what is the kind of a context about the involvement of Indian defense personnel in the electoral system? Like you
yeah,
said, that the balloting process, postal ballots have become late. Anything else of this kind, sir? Or is there any, supposing a ballot station near the borders that you operate, and anything of this kind? So it makes us, we can be educated through this.
yeah. Let me tell you what is the quantum of these voters. Those who cast vote through postal ballot, right? So, Armed Forces of India is there, and the volume is almost about 17 to 18, 17 lakhs soldiers, right? It's a very big volume. The largest constituency in our India is Malkajgiri. It is the largest constituency in India, and it has got 31 lakhs vote, right? 31 lakhs 50,000 votes, right? Total votes maximum. And the smallest constituency is Lakshadweep, which has got only 50,000 votes, right? 50 to 60,000 votes. Voters, rather. And I should not say votes, it is voters, voters population. And see, the army is almost 16 to 17 lakhs army, strong army. Everybody is mature, everybody has got thinking capability. The solid 16 to 17 lakhs soldiers who are eligible for casting vote. It is much bigger than smallest and almost half of the largest. So it becomes a very, very big chunk of voters who constitute, who makes part of electoral system. And if these voters are not able to vote, is a big loss to the country, right? I was talking only about the army, but there are other forces also: Assam Rifle, CRPF, BSF, ITBP, GRPF, border road organizations, Central Industrial Security Force. Most of the central forces, they always work away from their home. They also form part of this postal ballot system. The people employed under central government, they transfer from one state to other state. So they also become part of postal ballot. बहुत बड़ा सिस्टम है जो पोस्टल बैलेट को फॉर्म करता है. इसमें इसमें इनकी स्ट्रेंथ डबल हो जाती है, बिकॉज उनकी वाइफ्स जो है, दे आर ऑल्सो एलिजिबल फॉर पोस्टल बैलेट। सन एंड डॉटर दे आर नॉट, लेकिन जो पत्नी है सैनिक की या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय की, वो भी पोस्टल बैलेट के लिए एलिजिबल है। तो कितना बड़ा पॉपुलेशन है इंडिया का, शायद कोई छोटे मोटे कंट्री के बराबर, जो वोट कास्ट नहीं कर सकता। दिस इज अ पॉइंट ऑफ, दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी सीरियस पॉइंट एंड वन शुड थिंक ऑफ। रिसेंटली गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ साल पहले से क्या शुरू किया है कि दे स्टार्टेड, मींस दे हैव गिवन ऑप्शन टू द सोल्जर और ए सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय। आप या तो पोस्टल बैलेट से वोटिंग करो, या आप जिस जगह पर पोस्टिंग हो, जैसे सपोज आई एम फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र एंड आई एम पोस्टेड इन कश्मीर, श्रीनगर, so I have right to cast my vote there, right, provided I get delinked from my ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी। तो महाराष्ट्र में जो चंद्रपुर में मेरा वोट था, उस वोट को वो वोटिंग एंटाइटलमेंट को छोड़ के मैं कश्मीर के श्रीनगर में मैं वोटिंग करने के लिए एनरोल कर सकता हूँ, राइट। दैट आई हैव टू गिव ऑन, देयर इज अ प्रोसीजर, यू कैन कास्ट ओनली वन वोट इन यूर इन इंडिया, राइट। अब मैं श्रीनगर में, सपोज जस्ट यू कैन इमेजिन, 2 साल के लिए हूं मैं वहां पर पोस्टिंग। 2 साल में इलेक्शन होगा या नहीं होगा, आई मे बी एट द एंड ऑफ माई करियर, एंड ऑफ माई टेन्योर, और मे बी एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ माई टेन्योर। आई डू नॉट नो हु इज व्हाट, who should be getting my vote, राइट। तो ए सिस्टम जो है वो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड सा है, राइट। वोटिंग राइट दिया है, बट उसका सही में इस्तेमाल होता है कि नहीं होता, दैट इज ऑल्सो क्वेश्चन मार्क। अगर मैं किसी को जानता नहीं हूँ, उसको वोट देके फायदा क्या है, राइट। सो मुझे विद दिस डेवलपमेंट एक सेटिस्फेक्शन तो मिला है कि मुझे वोट देने का अधिकार मिल गया और मैं उस कर पा रहा हूँ, मगर वो सही कर रहा हूँ या नहीं कर रहा हूँ, वो बहुत लोगों के लिए सवाल सवाल है। अदर पार्ट, लाइक जैसे मेरी होम कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी है, वहां से मैं ऑलमोस्ट 15 to, लाइक आई वॉज आउट ऑफ माई होम कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी फॉर 33 years। वहां के लीडर्स, वहां के वर्कर्स, वहां के डिजर्विंग लीडर्स आई डू नॉट नो, राइट। तो ये काफी कुछ चीजें, फैक्टर्स मैटर करती है व्हेन यू डिसाइड टू गिव वोट टू समवन। इन द बार्गेन व्हाट हैपेंस कि अरे छोड़ो, मैं जानता नहीं हूँ क्या वोट करना, छोड़ दो, पोस्टल बैलेट कम्स, वो छोड़ देते हैं, बिकॉज उसको मुझे जानता ही नहीं किसी को मैं। ये सब चीजें मैटर करती है, और ये कंसिडर होना जरूरी है when you are taking this subject ahead with central government or everywhere.
True, true, sir. I completely agree.
Yeah, why can't we have a virtual constituency for such organizations, जैसे आर्मी के लिए है। जैसे से देयर आर 18 lakhs, 18 lakhs तो वो है जो एक्टिव है, एक्टिव ऑन सर्विस। There are soldiers on the reserve list. That is almost same strength, about 16 lakhs ex-soldiers. Reserve list, what is a reserve list? Reserve list means a person who retires before 55 years, right?
Okay. Okay.
He is on reserve list of army. Means
Oh,
in case of emergency, he can call back to army for emergency or for war till the age of 55 years. तो retired force जो reserve list पे है, that is also around 17 to 18 lakhs. Total make 38 lakhs people.
right. Tentatively, anywhere from 35 to 40, roughly. It's a huge
Yeah,
number.
it's a huge number.
It's a huge.
This number is, together with the reserve list, is bigger than the largest constituency of India,
True.
right?
True.
So इसका,
100%.
why can't there be a virtual constituency for such organizations? Army है, CRPF है, youth strength, and other organizations. They
Right.
should have virtual constituency. Let
If
them have a leader from their own group. Maybe a retired person may, because service personnel may not be entitled to fight elections, but retired man definitely they can represent these people because they have equal problems, they have similar problems, so they can
I
become representative. See, I know problems of army, so somebody from army will understand my problems and he will represent in this thing. Let there be some selected member in Rajya Sabha also. Some elected members in Lok Sabha through virtual constituency for different organization. That was my concept on this.
But that's fantastic to hear also, sir. Maybe, and with the integration of technology, I think this is possible.
Yeah.
This is very much possible, sir.
Rather than going on postal balloting, let there be a mobile balloting, right?
Right,
We are doing wonderful, even the heavy transactions also, on our mobile system, mobile app,
right.
Aadhaar verification, passport, everything. Why can't we have voting on through some app?
Right. That's actually something that should be considered at this stage, because we are somehow, I wouldn't say neglecting, but passively something wrong is happening to this 35 to 40 lakh people, where,
Yeah,
though they have the rights to exercise, uh, but they are not able to do it in the actual sense they should be doing, point one.
yeah,
And
yeah,
secondly, when you said about, I don't know the person who is contesting from the constituency, or for that matter, I totally agree, because uh, somewhere, if you are deployed somewhere in a remote location, and of course access to internet and phone, everything is available now, but how good is the speed, and how good is all the things for a person to sit and do enough research behind a candidate is also questionable. If that
yeah,
is possible, I think it is the individual's responsibility to do enough research on the person who is contesting,
yeah,
and then cast their vote, likewise through whatever are the means, through postal ballot. And if after this talk, if this reaches the right ears, probably if they
yeah,
can integrate good technology, and we have a lot of amazing technology now, blockchain and whatnot. I am not the right person to talk on it, but I have very meager knowledge that there is
yeah.
enough technology,
No,
and
at
people can
least,
consider it.
yeah, at least wherever it is possible. See, in border area, the internet facility may not be there,
Right,
right? Connectivity may not be there, but wherever it is possible, even if a sincere effort is made to reach to the possible extent, right? Even
right.
then, almost 75 to 80% voters can be utilized rightfully. You know
Yes.
what my mode of operand of voting was. Whenever I used to get ballot paper through post, I used to ask my elder brother, who is the better person to whom to be voted, right? Firstly, मेरा जो confidentiality of my vote was compromised, right? And my brothers or my friends, affiliation to particular candidate, based on that, I used to cast my vote.
Right, right.
It was just me casting I have casted my vote to say that I used to cast. But this system, if it is corrected, there was an incident, if you must be knowing, in one of the incidents, as you asked me this question, उत्तराखंड का एक रिजल्ट आया था इलेक्शन का, and the election result was changed, after counting of postal ballots. Means postal ballot, it is not a negligible, or you can it's not a subject of negligence. इसको ignore नहीं कर सकते हैं, करना चाहिए, right? It is a big volume of voter.
Yes, it's a big volume, and I think it's high time we digitize the postal votes. See,
Yeah,
because the issue comes in logistics. You have to send it from one place to some remote location, and they have to receive it and then get it back. So I think there is a major time that is consumed in the logistics, and
yeah,
with integration of the right technology, I think the voting would be done on time, aptly, and very promptly, with uh, and they wouldn't, as you said, there is no scope of getting influenced by any other person's biases also,
yeah,
because as you said, when your brother would have told you something, he must have definitely had something in his mind, probably some bias, or something, and that would have
yeah,
created a
definitely.
nudge to you, and then you exercising your vote in that regard would have definite, it is not 100% consciously taken decision, so it always
Yes,
breaks. I totally
yeah,
understand. Yes. And then if you can, if when we are going forward with this, so What are the cooperative measures can the Indian government and armed services take to alleviate
Yeah,
the obstacles that defense
yeah,
personnel encounter when trying to
yeah,
cast ballots? So we
yeah,
definitely we have actually addressed this question while we were speaking as of now. So
yeah,
if you can come up, just give some more suggestions. Like one is to have a virtual constituency and have a
yeah,
person, and I totally support having a person from the ilk itself, from that community itself, because they are the ones who have taken the heat and storm, and they understand
yeah,
what the persons working in the defense system need, or what are the things that they are not getting, and the leader from that particular community, from that section, the defense section
yeah,
would be the right representative. I am completely supportive of it. Or
yeah,
uh, next, we spoke on technology, because logistics is definitely consuming a lot of time. And I
yeah.
think when it is not on time, then it doesn't make any sense, right? Because time
Any
is
sense?
one
Yeah.
thing that is very precious, and it is equally distributed to all human resources and the rights.
Yes, yes,
So we should not be wasting time. I think we as I shouldn't be commenting as an Indian, but I think we should also, develop this sense of respecting time a lot, which we do not.
yes, yes,
General
yes.
public, I am not talking anything wrong here, but it's my observation. I also personally should make changes in respecting time as such. So,
Yeah.
if you can give more, any suggestions more, so that if we can take this to Election Commission of India, they will have more ideas to come up with.
Yeah, they're definitely much, much wiser and experienced people in Election Commission of India.
Yes.
And they must be taking stock of all the possibilities and the, like, the EVM machine, EVM system of our India is one of the, best in the world. So it is all
Mm-hmm.
because of the effort of Election Commission of India. And
Mm-hmm.
definitely they are continuously doing hard work to make all inclusive and very, very solid system of voters and voting in our country, and other nations are following that. There are not many suggestions from my side, but as I mentioned earlier, the one point was, you see, there is high time we must review our constitutional representative members also. एंड जैसे एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंसी में एक पर्टिकुलर पार्टीज कॉन्टेस्ट करती है, तो दे आर मेड रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दैट एरिया, and that responsibility is for overall development of that area, right? In terms of education, infrastructure, everything, right? Because they are staying in that particular area.
Right.
But the people who are casting vote on postal ballot, central government employees, those who are those are away from their field. So I have, as suggested, there should be virtual constituency for these people, and army, navy, air force, border security, whatever organizations they are. So they are, they can be any member from that particular organization. Need not be that, even a normal, because I have seen a lot of civilian people also, they have a lot of knowledge, and they have in-depth knowledge of armed forces, though they are civilians, and they are concerned about their welfare and everything. So anybody, whosoever has got majority, of course he wins. So that is, what happens in this particular existing system is, the contestants, even they do not bother to contact with the voter by ballot system. Aega, aega. They don't contact also. I have never come across any communication from any contestant to, I have done this, give me vote. No, never, never in my life. Right. So it is
Right.
all one-way communication from my side. Right. And it is with everyone. तो
Right.
एक इसमें हो सकता है इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया का यूज करना, उनका प्रोफाइल शेयर करना, व्हेन यू आर शेयरिंग योर बैलेट थ्रू पोस्टल बैलेट, तो व्हाई नॉट शेयर देयर प्रोफाइल ऑल्सो, उन्होंने क्या काम किया है, उसकी स्टैंडिंग क्या, एजुकेशनल स्टेटस क्या है, एजुकेशनल स्टेटस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कॉन्टेस्टेंट पढ़ा लिखा है या नहीं है। ऐसे कई हम उदाहरण देखते हैं यहाँ पर जो बिल्कुल अनपढ़ गवार इलेक्शन लीडर्स बन चुके हैं। तो कम से कम इतना इंफॉर्मेशन, उसका बर्थ क्या है, कौन से समाज सोशल वर्क क्या क्या किया है, एक थोड़ा सा
Right.
प्रोफाइल भी आना चाहिए। सो इट इज माई अनदर सजेशन, व्हेन दे सेंड पोस्टल बैलेट, so there should be a page with profile of every mm,
Yeah,
contestant.
like a brochure kind of a thing. See, these are the people
Social
contesting,
content.
and I think
Yeah.
इनका
Let
ये
there be,
काम किया है. That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah, 300 300 words का एक का profile verification है, and I read and select out of that, you know.
Right, yeah.
uh, yeah, this is definitely implementable. So this is another point, right? Third point was, but like, we have selected representation in Rajya Sabha from different art fields, education से, बॉलीवुड से भी है, स्पोर्ट्स से भी है. Why not have from army? Why not
It
have
is a
from defense
mandate
forces?
actually. It should be there.
See, our everything goes in, settles as defense minister. He's a too busy man. He's having a very, very important portfolio of defense, the strategic planning, everything. But what about the welfare and other activities of soldiers? Yeah, I'm talking about soldiers because I'm from army. Any organization, right? So they should have a representative in Rajya Sabha, right? From respective fields.
Right.
स्पोर्ट्स में भी
Yes.
आते हैं ना, वहां पे हमारे मॉडल्स भी वहां पर राज्यसभा में होते हैं. व्हाई नॉट फ्रॉम सच ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? दैट दिस इज माय थर्ड पॉइंट फॉर टुडे सजेशन.
I think it is important, sir, because and also not one representative, optimum representation होना चाहिए is what I
ऑप्टिमम
feel.
रिप्रेजेंटेशन.
क्योंकि
यस.
एक cannot shoulder the responsibility of this large
या.
population. And
या.
ऐसा हो भी सकता है कि due to pressure, maybe one individual has to abide to a lot of things. If there is
या.
optimum representation, collectively they can bring up welfare schemes. They can monitor whether it is being implemented in the right sense. क्या
या.
ये because मुझे इतना पता है कि there are a lot of things that the government is doing for the army personnel, I mean soldiers, and
या.
but क्या वो उन तक पहुंच रहा है? Are they taking benefit of it? बेनिफिशियरी तो कहे जा रहे हैं. सो ये सब चीजों के लिए आई एम कंप्लीटली विथ यू एंड आई एग्री दैट देयर हैज टू बी ऑप्टिमल रिप्रेजेंटेशन from this vertical of the society also, because they you
या.
will be able to voice out exactly what you're facing. I, as a youth,
यस.
as a student, I know what I am facing,
या.
right? Or probably this ilk, what is this community of youth facing? Hmm?
या.
Because we can relate to it, right? We belong to the same ilk. Likewise, uh, अच्छे भी और बुरे भी, but if we come from here, we can voice it out in the right sense and make sure that we acquire it also.
या.
This has to come in at the policy level. And I
या.
hope this is heard, and let's see what comes further.
या.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, in the same sense, I have another question to you. I'll club two questions together. I think that you will be able to give in a concise manner, and they are related actually. So, what role do you believe the military ethos has in molding defense personnel's attitude towards civic responsibilities, such as
या.
voting?
या.
Likewise, in clubbing with that, what advice would you provide to present and future generations of military personnel
या.
about their involvement in elections?
Yeah. See, every military personnel, when he joins army, he's definitely means this is not a debatable point. Also, he want to shed his life for country. He is overfilled with emotions for the country, right? And as you have seen, whenever there's a problem, the soldier is always there, whether it is a war, whether it is a militancy or counter-insurgency or natural calamity, whenever. And you have seen, it is, the concern for the society, concern for the deprived or downtrodden section. It is inculcated in every soldier, and it is part of his body language also, right? Like for example, if you are traveling in a train or bus, और कोई फौजी अगर बैठा है, कोई लेडी साथ आके खड़ी हो जाती है, ऑफर्स हिज चेयर, राइट? जो बैठने के लिए he feels it is my moral, it is his moral responsibility to offer chair to a standing lady, right, or an old person, old man. You will never find a situation where an old senior citizen is standing and a soldier sitting on a chair comfortable next to him. This I have not seen in my life. So it is natural, this thing, and he is a motivator for many. A lot of people appreciate that. Not only appreciate, they expect also कि आर्मी जवान ने ये करना चाहिए, नहीं किया तो वो थोड़ा ये कैसा जवान है, ये भी कमेंट हम सुनते हैं कभी कभी मीडिया पे, सम व्हाट्सएप फॉरवर्ड्स वगैरह आते रहते हैं. सो ये है. तो विद दैट, यू नो, द एवरी आर्मी सोल्जर वांट टू वोट, कास्ट हिज वोट, राइट. बट जो प्रॉब्लम्स में हमने जो डिस्कस किए, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट and his service conditions, right, sometime he never gets that, information or a paper in his right hand in right time. So वो एक रिजॉल्व करना जरूरी है with use of technology. Maybe next election probably, because there was a talk about use of mobile for casting vote. I hope it comes through by this 24 election, or even otherwise there is a lot of awareness. And what I feel, the more than army people, right, the awareness is required in young generation about the importance of casting vote. It is required in the corporate sector. Sorry to say this, but it is, they take, majority of the people, young generation, they take election day as a day of holiday. You must go on holidaying, but you must cast your vote. What is the voting percentage of, if you look at the voting percent, it goes up to 47, 52% maximum. When 52% voting is there, we are very happy, good voting. Is it really?
No, 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 not at all, sir. Definitely not. And I would like to add one thing here. I had a interview in a local FM here called Urja FM uh,
Yeah,
in Singrauli district of Madhya Pradesh. That is where we
yeah,
exactly addressed this question also. And it was very fortunate that I got the opportunity to talk on this. I said that when you're given a holiday, when you're given a leave, a paid leave to go and cast your
yeah,
vote and exercise your duty,
yeah,
just like you go back home for Diwali, for Holi,
yeah,
for Raksha
yeah,
Bandhan, for your relative's marriage, your friend's marriage. Likewise, every 5 years, make sure you go back and cast your vote. Treat this like a
yeah,
festival.
yeah.
Democracy is necessarily a practice that has to be celebrated
Yes.
because you are considered important. And then
Yeah,
treat this holiday as a festival and make
yeah,
sure you go there to together as a family or a group of friends. Make sure you exercise your duty well.
yes. So for that, awareness campaign is very, very important. I have misheard voting percent as less as 23%. If 23% election votes are casted in the election, and if somebody, wins with only maybe 15% of, out of 23%, he is getting above, maybe above 50% of votes, so he wins obviously. So it 13 or 15% of vote, a person who is elected by through this 15% of population, and 85% population is not involved in that election, right? Or they are, means they are, out of 23 means are almost 75% population, they are not involved in that process. Such election should be squashed. If the election voting percentage is less than 50%, it should be considered invalid. That is what is required. It may not be possible. This is my personal view again.
Yes,
I can't, but it is my definitely considered opinion and suggestion. Means
I
if there is
totally.
no sufficient vote, the election should be, debarred. Election should be cancelled for that particular this thing. And definitely awareness is required. Awareness of vote, awareness means the, uh, to be a proud, when you say I'm a proud citizen of India, मेरा भारत महान जब बोलते हैं, तो आपने उस राइट, किसी की मजबूरी है, वोट नहीं कर सकते हैं, ना, हैंडीकैप पीपल है, नहीं जा सकते हैं, उनके पास हेल्प नहीं हो सकती, या आर्मी के जवान है जो बॉर्डर एरिया में नहीं कर सकते, तो our target should be at least 75% voting होनी चाहिए, right? So let us hope, as you said, yeah, you want to see that 100% voting should be there. Let's hope for that.
Yes, let's hope for that,
Yeah,
sir. And see, there's one more thing I recently learned when I was doing a lot of reading with respect to electoral process. There's one more thing that officers are deployed and sent door to door to collect votes from people who cannot physically come to
yeah,
the
yes,
station.
yes,
So that
yes,
is also one thing. If you are not able to come, if there is someone aged in your house or who cannot move, yet see how beautiful is India's democracy, how beautiful is
yeah,
we are the first, and I think the first and only country, right immediately when we were independent, we gave a
yeah,
universal adult franchise, and
yeah.
everybody is considered, and it is their right to come and vote, and it is also their duty. So when this is also available, I really don't understand what is stopping them. That is
Yeah.
one thing. And another thing is, when you said about awareness, I think people somehow consider this like, हाँ करते हैं, but when it comes to taking whatever is, when you become the beneficiary, they just are
Yeah,
on streets, fighting कि मुझे ये नहीं मिल रहा है, ये नहीं मिल रहा है,
yes.
I think the government should make it mandatory. They should make it compulsory that this person should go and cast the vote. Like how Aadhaar and bank account, PAN card, ये सब कुछ compulsorily it is in the web. You know, if the candidate has not casted their vote and the reason is not valid, they should be some measures, very stringent measures. Actually, frankly,
Stringent
this is
measure,
also
very.
personal opinion.
I think it is possible because when we have other system, right?
Hmm.
Whether
Right.
you have casted vote, because your voter card is linked with Aadhaar, right?
Yes.
तो
Yes.
आपने वोट किया है या नहीं किया है, वो आधार से पता चलना चाहिए.
Yes.
It is not a big deal. The
Yeah.
Aadhaar card should say, Aadhaar card profile, this man has voted or
Hmm.
not.
Yes.
To whom it is not a matter, but he has voted or not.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter whom. That should never. At least nota to daba ke aa jao. You should go and
Yeah.
exercise your duty, because
So that is possible with Aadhaar number because
yeah,
that
that should be
detail
done.
government may be having.
Yes, yes, and usko mandatory karna chahiye. Like it has to be mandatory so that people how they are
So
at
such
home
people should be
Netflix.
suitably,
I don't know. I also grew up in the cantonment area of Pune, so I think that air has made me a little strong by heart. I think I if I was given the power, I would have made it mandatory, because we are taking benefits from the country, right?
yeah,
What I say is, you are living independently inside this country, you are moving freely, you are being
yeah.
protected, everything is taken care of. When you don't have food to eat, PDS is doing enough for you. Water is coming supplied to your house. When you're taking benefits, everything from the nation, bare minimum of you going and casting your vote, exercising your duty, and paying your taxes on time is a problem.
And the booth is next door.
Exactly, it's somewhere very nearby.
Yeah.
When India is such a beautiful country, where the Election Commission of India considers setting up a booth for 1% in the Gir National Forest, when it
Yes,
can
yes.
come and set up a booth somewhere remotely at a very high altitude in Kashmir, in the in the mountains of Jammu and Kashmir, and likewise somewhere near the coastal areas. The geography itself is very heterogeneous, very vast, very different, very difficult. When the government is taking, I wouldn't say government, I would definitely say the Election Commission of India, to keep my neutrality straight. If it is taking so much step, what is bothering you and stopping you to just go and cast your vote? That's simple,
Yeah.
And earlier, I agree, when I was a child, I've seen, people going in the morning and coming back in the evening, standing in line for, hours
Standing in line,
together.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fainting and all those things happening. I've seen it myself. I've gone with my parents and grandparents too. See, now it's not the case. It's hardly half an hour or 1 hour. They have
Yeah,
automated the
and
system
you
so
don't
well.
see long queues also.
Yes,
yeah,
So everything is taken care of. It's just, I think the citizens should take responsibility someday. It's always like
yeah.
गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, उसने क्या किया, आपने क्या किया. कुछ करो is my part as a citizen. So let's hope for 100% to come to a reality
Yes.
very soon. So next question, sir, in the same spirit, let's go ahead. So how might retired defense personnel's experiences and viewpoints be used to improve the general functioning of India's electoral system?
See, mostly retired personnel, they are settled in their own area, or um, or in a what I have seen generally, like in cantonment area where I am right now placed. On voting day, I see a lot of ex-servicemen. They do vote. Means the I can say this with means rather responsibility. The ex-servicemen, they do cast their vote sincerely, uh, because for the reason they want their nation should grow up and prosper, right? So ex-servicemen, then they do not have problem also in casting vote. They are physically fit, and they want that everybody in their family should vote, and because they lead by example, it is by nature and by training inculcated in them, right? So they do vote. I don't think there may be some exceptions also. I can't say that, but by and large, the ex-servicemen, because they are permanently settled in a particular area, and with the system, now you can immediately change your voter constituency also. It is just available on fingertips. So आजकल तो ex-servicemen काफी करते हैं वोट, and not only they do it themselves, because they are involved in lot of NGOs activity also, प्रमोट करने के लिए और दूसरों को उदाहरण देने के लिए, वो करते हैं, वॉलंटरी एक्टिविटीज भी करते हैं एक्सर्विसमैन. आई हैव seen ex-servicemen doing a lot of voluntary activities during election process also. Yeah,
Rightly said, sir. I have myself witnessed some, but
yeah,
and I also see, I've observed since my childhood because I've spent a major part of my life, childhood in the cantonment area. I've grown up there in Pune. So I
okay,
also see that uh, in the defense system, there is a lot of respect for the seniors. So when a word from
yeah,
the senior comes in, it's like an order,
yeah. It's like an order. Yeah,
direct or indirect. It's just people
yeah,
follow. It's the
yeah,
juniors follow. So when it is coming from you, I'm sure it is going to encourage multifold, multitude number of soldiers and personals from the defense to take informed decisions and cast their vote in the right way. So that's
yeah,
why I asked this question to you.
yeah,
My motive behind this was that.
yeah.
So likewise, going forward, so what steps, in your opinion, may be implemented to encourage even greater participation of defense personnel in the democratic process while maintaining the armed forces' integrity and professionalism?
Yeah. I think we have discussed this
Yes, we have discussed this.
question and adequately,
Yes,
and those are the steps. It will make all defense personnel and more answerable, and they will definitely take. They will participants of democracy.
right.
Otherwise, politically, defense organization as such, it is we are not connected with politics, right?
Yes.
Because whatever government is there, whether it is BJP or Congress, our
Mm.
role for nation is totally defined and different, right? The
Mhm.
protection of sovereignty of India,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So party doesn't make much difference.
yes,
But since we have voting power, right? You will agree. We have voting power. Means we
yes.
have a right to have opinion about the parties also, right? So we do have opinion about the parties, opinion about the persons, right? And accordingly we cast vote, right? So that way, whenever we vote, it is with considered view, and definitely with lot of responsibility.
Right,
Yeah,
sir. Get it. Yes. So we have almost come to the end. Before before the most exciting and interesting part that we are waiting for, one final question to you is, what message would you want to send to Indian citizens about the need for active participation in the democratic process?
Yes. See, this is really a nice question, and as we say, I have seen a lot of people. They discuss on WhatsApp. They discuss in any social circle about the government policies. There are endless criticism on the government policies about the political parties. And when I ask them, "Have you casted vote?" So they say with a lot of pride, that, "No, I don't like politics, so I don't cast vote to anybody." Right. So this really, this answer hits me in a wrong place, right? And I really get to means I lose my temper at times. Means when you're discussing politics, if you are not voted, you have no right to discuss on the politics, right? So यंगस्टर्स भी है, काफी बच्चे भी है कॉलेज के. मैं I hate politics is a very very nice tagline for a lot of
Ah,
youngsters, right?
I know.
You must love politics.
Yes,
See, in democracy, whether you're part of political system or not, it doesn't matter, but it is part of your life. See, every decision of your life is taken politically by the people who have been elected through electoral process. Whether you cast your vote or not, it doesn't matter. But whosoever is elected, that fellow, in whatever format he is, right, he is going to rule you for 5 years,
yes, yes, yes.
right? So at least ये समझना चाहिए हर यंगस्टर्स को और हर उस बंदे को कि भाई जब ये बंदा मेरे पे रूल करने वाला है 5 साल, तो ये मेरे चॉइस का होना चाहिए, राइट?
Correct. Yes, sir.
आप जब बीमार होते हो, राइट, यू सिलेक्ट अ डॉक्टर, राइट डॉक्टर फॉर योर ट्रीटमेंट. एम आई राइट?
100%.
ऐसा नहीं होता कि जो भी डॉक्टर अवेलेबल है उसके पास जाके चले गए. ऐसा नहीं होता ना.
नहीं, नहीं, नहीं.
आप उसका प्रोफाइल देखते हो, इंटरनेट पे सर्च करते हो, रिव्यू देखते हो, 5 स्टार कितने मिले हैं, एंड देन यू गो टू द डॉक्टर. सो इफ यू आर worried about your health so much, then you should be worried about your health of your nation also, because election is actually a 5 years vaccine for the nation. I look at that.
Fantastically said.
Yeah.
Very fantastically quoted, sir. Because जो लोग कहते हैं ना मुझे पॉलिटिक्स पसंद नहीं है, टू what you said, I would like to reiterate कि ये आप जिस देश में रह रहे हो और जिस देश में भी जाओगे, somehow you have to live on this earth. Till today,
Hmm.
whatever is the possibility we are speaking, we have to survive on this earth. Wherever you go, there is a government and
Yeah.
there is politics in it. Politics
Yes.
is very beautiful. People who don't understand, who don't see the depth of it, who are not well read, who are not informed enough, will call it dirty. It's just like when we were in the primary school, we must have read about the story, the fox and the grapes. It's just because it
Yeah.
couldn't reach the grapes, it called it sour. Likewise,
Yeah.
when you cannot take the essence of the machinery of this nation, then you call it bad and wrong.
Yeah.
So I think people should consider politics as a very, very important and integral part of their life. Exactly how they do it as maths and science and so on and so forth. It's
Yeah.
very, very important. Because घर भी लेते हैं तो देर इज पॉलिसी इन्वॉल्व इन इट, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होता
Yeah.
है, रजिस्ट्री होती है. वो पॉलिसी के बिना क्या क्या घर क्या मेरा क्या तेरा हो जाएगा, राइट?
Yeah.
Politics is not dirty, it is good, it is the most beautiful art. Being a student of politics, I should tell about it,
Yes. Yes.
and a
Yeah.
citizen, a very informed citizen. I should support that people should read, study, and understand, get themselves immersed in their language, get their hands dirty in politics, because that is
Yeah.
what it runs the nation.
Yeah.
Important. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for bringing a very, very important note here for the citizens of India. And I have read your poem, and I was so fortunate to receive your book of poems from you, with your from your hands and your autograph on it. I've read the book, and I've read the poem which you have written on vote. And as we had decided, we would end the session with that insightful and powerful poem written by you. Please go ahead and recite it to us, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a since today's discussion was on voting and electoral politics, I have written this poem. एंड मतदान जो हिंदी में हम बोलते हैं, वोटिंग मीन्स मतदान.
Yes,
मतदान मत दान कर. द एसेंस ऑफ दिस पोएम इज यू कास्ट योर वोट. उसको डोनेट मत करना किसी को, दया मत करना.
right.
योर वोट हैज गॉट लॉट ऑफ वैल्यू. it has got future of country. So don't donate it, give it with due consideration. That is the essence of my poem.
Beautiful.
ये हिंदी में कविता है. और मतदान मत दान कर, मतदान मत दान कर. मेरी यह कविता देश के मतदाताओं को संबोधित है. लोकशाही में मतदाता ही राष्ट्र के भविष्य का निर्णय लेता है. इस रचना के माध्यम से मतदाताओं से मेरा अनुरोध है कि किसी भी बहकावे में आए बिना या कोई भी लालच, प्रलोभन, दबाव का शिकार हुए बिना अपने दिल की आवाज सुनकर सिर्फ देश हित में मतदान करें. हे मतदाता, हे मतदाता, हे मतदाता, हे मतदाता, मत है तेरा जन्म सिद्ध हक. करना सोच समझकर मतदान, यह तेरे किस्मत की कुंजी है. मत करना यूं ही मतदान. तेरा मत पाने के खातिर, तेरा मत पाने के खातिर हर नेता चौखट पर आएगा. तुझ पर वो प्यार जताएगा, कभी आंसू भी बहाएगा, कई वादे भी कर जाएगा, कई सपने बड़े दिखाएगा. हर नेता हर रंग का होगा. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पैराग्राफ ऑफ पोएम. हर नेता हर रंग का होगा, कोई सच्चा राष्ट्र हितैषी होगा, कोई सत्ता का भोगी होगा, कोई जनसेवक सन्यासी होगा, कोई भ्रष्टाचार चोर भी होगा, कोई दूरदर्शी तपस्वी होगा, कोई मूर्ख अज्ञानी होगा, कोई दबंग लफंगा होगा, कोई झूठा मक्कार भी होगा. तेरा मत पाने के खातिर वो हर मंत्र तंत्र अपनाएगा. तेरा मत पाने के खातिर वो हर मंत्र तंत्र अपनाएगा, हर हथकंडा आजमाएगा. पर मत फंसना तू इनके जाल में, पर मत फंसना तू इनके जाल में. मत पड़ना तू जात पात में, मत पड़ना धर्मों के वाद में. तेरा मत पाकर चुनकर आने पर, तेरा मत पाकर चुनकर आने पर वो आंखों से ओझल हो जाएगा. कोई वतन बेचकर खाएगा, कोई खुद की लंका बनाएगा, कोई खुद का डंका बजवाएगा. खोल ले अब तू आंखें अपनी, खोल ले अब तू आंखें अपनी. सही नेता की पहचान तो कर, जो देश की आन के खातिर जीता, जो देश के आन की खातिर जीता, उस नेता की पहचान तू कर. जो होगा सच्चा जनसेवक, जो होगा सच्चा जनसेवक, उसको ही मतदान तो कर. सोच समझकर मतदान तो करना, मत यूं ही मतदान तो कर. हर मत होता है बेहद कीमती, हर मत होता है बेहद कीमती. शुरू होती जब मतों की गिनती, नेताओं की छाती धड़कती, वतन की किस्मत बनती बिगड़ती. हर मत होता है बेहद कीमती, शुरू होती जब मतों की गिनती, नेताओं की छाती धड़कती, वतन की किस्मत बनती बिगड़ती. हे मतदाता, हे मतदाता, तू है वतन का भाग्य विधाता. सोच समझकर मतदान तो करना, मत यूं ही मतदान तो करना, मत यूं ही मतदान तो करना. थैंक यू सो मच.
Fantastic, sir. Humbled and always inspired by your poetry, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to interact with you and discuss on this very, very important subject. I hope it reaches to the maximum population and my poem reaches to everyone and they give vote, cast vote after due consideration. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's hope for the
Jai
best, sir.
Hind.
Thank you so much,
Jai
sir.
Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.